How's it going, YWC? Man, am I pissed? Why? Because I just did this review two times. Two times. First, tried to do a hangout, but then it got transferred over to my backup account. So I thought, okay, I still go on and do it, but I messed up a little bit, so I stopped. And then I redid it again. And I guess some minutes into it, I said, hey, why don't I check to see if I'm doing sound on, during the live stream? And guess what? No sound. So I have been talking for a couple of minutes to no sound on a live stream on a backup channel. Talking about a waste of time. But I'm good doing it through the webcam. I'm going to process it, put it up, blah, 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 blah. Let's get into happier stuff. TNA, Kurt Angle's Swan Song. His final match. Final match. See ya, quotation fingers, because in wrestling, you never know what's going to happen. His final match in TNA. And, you look back at Kurt Angle's career, not only in TNA, but as far as wrestling, because you never know, he might retire, he might go back to WWE. Either way, Kurt Angle, one of the greatest wrestlers in the ring of all time. Whether it was WWE or TNA, the guy had phenomenal matches. And if you're one of those fans who said, oh, Kurt Angle, he saw when he went to TNA, drug addict, drunk. Look, don't try to suck off Kurt Angle's dick just now because he retired, he make up WWE. Kurt Angle, in a class unto himself due to wrestling ability. Um, there was a Kurt Angle fan when he started showing more personality, became a fan, especially later in his WWE career. And then when he went to TNA, you start to see him become a more serious wrestler. And his time at TNA, he had some pretty phenomenal matches. Um, I guess they're going to have the DVD set come out, or they have one that came out. Um, you can pretty much go back and look at it. The guy, from the time he entered TNA to now, he hasn't slacked in matches. I mean, he's been putting on great matches for like his whole career. Um, well, let's get into the start of the show. It starts off with Daisy Carter surrounded by the entire TNA roster in the ring, and they're outside, and Drew Galloway standing beside her, which speaks volumes. And it continues, its storyline consistency. Daisy Carter, she could have been standing in the ring by herself, or, with EC3, which makes sense because it's her nephew, and EC3 is now a face, and, him and Kurt Angle now get along. But the reason she has Drew Galloway in the ring is because, for one, Drew Galloway, he is the one that helped Daisy Carter storyline wise keep the company away from Jeff Jarrett. So it's sort of like she's paying respect to him. And at the time, EC3 didn't help her. So him being in the ring makes sense. Daisy Carter talks about how Kurt Angle, helped not build TNA up, but, brought them big surprise. Kurt Angle coming to TNA, big surprise. And at the time, internet wasn't that big, so there were no spoilers. So it felt like a big deal. And, now, and, our technology, Twitter and blah, and people want to be assholes and dirt sheet people. I'm on the internet, so I'm going to tell you who's going to be debuting tonight. I'm going to spoil the surprise so I can get some views. That's what ruins wrestling a lot right now. They didn't have that back then, or when Kurt Angle debuted in TNA. So it was a special moment. Then you got Drew Galloway talking about how Kurt Angle, he's a legend. How he inspired pretty much the entire TNA roster, or the majority of it, and says that the roster is full of wrestlers. People want to be Kurt Angle, not, ex-football players, models, blah. Even though TNA does have ex-models, I mean, chill. But they have a pack, maybe. Maybe there's a little bit of flow on Drew Galloway's part. But, obviously it was a shot at WWE. And then you have Lashley coming out. After Kurt Angle says a few good words or whatever, Lashley comes out and says, Kurt Angle, your final match. I respect you and everything, but you're not ready to face him. I see, the look in your eye. You don't have the fire anymore. You're not ready for Lashley. And so, and then you have the next match. The first match of the night, which is, so like that, the burps. The King of the Mountain match. Eric Young versus Bram, which was weird that it came out together, but not really weird because they are really a tag team. They're a tag team by their hatred for other people. So seeing them face up against each other is not bad to see, but it's a weird dynamic. Uh, versus Osprey versus Havoc versus Big Damo. Was there anybody else involved in this match? If there was, they were irrelevant. This match, okay, look, it was a King of the Mountain match on television on the final show that Kurt Angle was going to have his match. Yeah, I expected more. The match was just. I shake my head because Eric Young's perhaps one of the greatest heels right now, and he's got the King of the Mountain title, and he has basically no storyline with it. Like, I, it's a drop ball here because Eric Young's on fire. He's a great mic worker, great wrestler, great heel. And he's not out with Bram, and they're doing decent. He's not in tag team matches. He's not like defending the title consistently with a story. Hopefully, when Jeff Hardy comes back, is a storyline. Okay, Jeff Hardy, Eric Young for the Kingdom Mountain title. That's a storyline. Let's go. The match, okay. I guess the best part of the match was Eric Young's power drop on the steel steps on Jimmy Havoc, but let's skip that. Next match, I think it was Maria Kanellis calling out Dizzy Carter backstage, saying that the Miracle Mike Bennett wants to talk to her in the ring and that she wants to make a difference in the ring with the knockouts. And Dizzy Carter says, look, okay, actions speak louder than words. And yeah, actions speak louder than words, just like Gail Kim said. And then you get to the next thing. Hold up, wait a minute. I watched the show, but I have to go back to these clips to make sure I know what the hell I'm talking about. Not the clips, not knowing what the hell I'm talking about, but to make sure I'm doing this in the right order. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. It was, okay, the Miracle Mike Bennett and Maria inside the ring, and they're calling out Dizzy Carter saying that she should hand Mike Bennett the world heavyweight title shot since Kurt Angle retiring or whatever, and that he's the miracle. They need a miracle more than ever because Kurt Angle's gone. And Drew Galloway comes out and says, "Look at you out here begging for charity. If you stop talking and fought more, you would have a title." And you're acting like a little bitch. And he says that Maria's a little bitch too, whatever. And then Mike Bennett says, "You should know about charity. You've been given things ever since you came here to TNA. You begged for a match against Kurt Angle since you lost the first time, and you won your World Heavyweight title shot due to a freak game show. So you should know all about charity, and you should go back there and get Dizzy Carter for me and let the grounds talk." So Drew Galloway says, "I couldn't do that," but then he punches Mike Bennett and get into a fight. Drew Galloway is about to hit the Claymore. Mike Bennett rolls out. Continue the storyline, whatever. Then you have Jade versus Gail Kim. Not a bad match, but it's bittersweet. Look, only because I know one day Jade's gonna get that title. But Jade, she's taken, I think, a couple losses to Gail Kim, and look, I can understand why they did because of the way the match ended. The match ends with Jade hitting a crossbody off the top rope, or was it Gail? Either way, and Jade gets a pin, but then Gail rolls through and gets the pinfall victory. And it's like, okay, I get where they're going. I get it. Okay, Gail Kim, she's at the end of her TNA career, and there's a new, young, talented knockout. And Gail Kim, how many times it's pretty much saying how many more times can Gail Kim escape Jade before she loses her title? That's what they're saying here with that kind of victory from Gail Kim. But maybe it's because Gail Kim has beaten Jade, I think 2 times before Jade got that victory. That's what makes it bittersweet. I'm not saying Jade should have won, although she should have. If they said for a pay-per-view and that Gail Kim's final match, excellent. Way to pass the torch. Speaking of passing the torch, you have Kurt Angle backstage with the Wolves, and he's talking about how the Wolves are one of the greatest tag teams in business right now, and he says that he saw He saw Drew Galloway. He saw Dave Richards use his ankle line, and Dave was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry." And Kurt was like, "Look, don't be sorry, bro. You can use it. I'm passing the torch on to you. You can use the ankle lock. It's officially yours." And you know, to the average wrestling fan, you might feel like, "Hey, that's not a big deal. Anybody use the ankle lock. Anybody use anybody moves. Yeah, you can pretty much, but it means so much more when a wrestler who is, you know, you think ankle lock, you think Kurt Angle. If you're a wrestling fan, you think like, oh my god, ankle lock. That's fucking Kurt Angle. And when Kurt Angle says, "Hey, you're another wrestler, you can use that move. I'm not gonna use it anymore." It's fucking epic. It's big. It think about Randy Orton. He used the RKO. Imagine if Down Now paid before he started using the RKO or Johnny Ace or whatever, because Randy Orton, for the people that don't know or are too young, Randy Orton's finisher wasn't always the RKO. It was, I forgot what it was. I can look it up. But if Down Now's paid would have said, "I'm passing on the diamond cutter to Randy Orton," they're fucking mind blowing. So really enjoyed this segment. He says, "I'm going to teach you some new moves for the ankle lock or whatever, and go out there and beat Beer Money's ass." So next match we have Beer Money versus the Wolves. To me, in my opinion, this was the best match of the night. Why? Well, over Kurt Angle's match. I don't know. Maybe because Beer Money and the Wolves, they're just so damn good. And I enjoy tag teams who have multiple fluid tag team maneuvers. That's how you can tell when a tag team is great, in my opinion. When they just don't have a signature and a finisher together. They have multiple like high impact moves together that are just cool looking. Like Beer Money, I can't remember all the things they did in this match. The Wolves had this great coast to coast basement drop kick thing. The kicks from Davey. Damn. Just go back and watch this damn match. Good match. Good, epic. Not epic, but good fucking match. Dave Richards ends up getting a legit injury. I think he goes for a double X handle off of the top rope. He gets caught by James Storm with a code breaker, aka lung blower, and he tweets or pops or breaks his knee. Either one. And referee pulls up the X, which means it's real. It's still real to me, damn it. And Eddie Edwards is left to fend off Beer Money by himself, but he falls victim to drinking while investing. And you have new tag team champion, Beer Money. And granted, Beer Money, hold on, man. With those getting all dry and parched, and this video's kind of long. I don't care how many views I get on it. Fuck, hold up, wait a minute. Cherry Coke, 2 liter. That's delicious. Anyway, and soothing to the throat. Pause. Beer Money still have the briefcase. Hopefully a lot of people didn't assume that they gave her the tag team title briefcase because they have a match. No, so they still have that. And I wonder, since Eddie obviously can't have a tag team partner, or he could, maybe I don't know. Maybe they put Eddie Edwards as a singles competitor now and see how it goes. And then when Dave Richards comes back, there's a lot of ways they could go here. We have a tag team partner and Dave Richards come back and just, or what Eddie Edwards be on by his own until David comes back and they form a tag team. And so many possibilities. But now, I kind of want to see Beer Money versus Decay in a feud where Decay wins the belt. I just want to see that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, next you have, let me get to it, bruh. Let me get to it. Oh, yeah. No. Yes. Oh, yeah. Where Mike Bennett is backstage talking to Kurt Angle. He's like, Kurt Angle, they say things that happen to people or whatever. He says Lashley's going to beat you up and you're going to deserve everything that comes to you because you can have a chance to face me, the Miracle Mike Bennett, and I was going to be the one that beat you in your final match and be here for TNA, but it's cool, whatever. So anytime you get that itch to, wrestle again, I'm going to be here. in TNA, and I'm going to beat you, Kurt Angle, if you come back. And Kurt Angle just looks at him like, the fuck? Hey, you better hope I never come back because it's gonna get real, damn real, punk. That's kind of cool. Then you have Grado coming out talking about how he got screwed out of his job. Then Eli Drake, the new Prince of Eternia. Yes, I'm using that now. Comes out with Mr. Spectacular. Oh boy, they kind of, oh boy, just got us. He had that momentum, and now it's like, you're, you're Eli Drake's lackey. Oh boy, that's, oh boy. And your guys aren't really a tag team. It's like you, these should be like two separate wrestlers than having. What's going on here? Anyway, they come out talk about how Grado is a disgrace to wrestling, and they beat him up, and then Mahabali Shera saves Grado, but he gets hit in the back with the briefcase, and then like Grado gets held up by Spectacular, but Eli Drake hits him with the briefcase, and Eli Drake's like, oh, whatever. He's irrelevant. I hit him with the briefcase. I mean, I guess I like him, whatever. And then Grado hits him with the GKO. He's not praying. Stop making everything. Every time it's funny, it's the Carter. You put that name, it's the RKO. I'll do what I want, sir. I'll do that. It's the GKO. Just to make you mad, it's the GKO. So Grado grabs the briefcase and forgets how to exit the building. I'm mixed on this Grado Eli Drake feud because, for one, I like Grado. He's cool. But in order to make some of his feuds work, unless he gets serious, you have to make the other person look like a complete jackass and tool. And I don't think Eli Drake, one of your top young stars, should be that guy who is made to look like a fucking fool. Like, why would you do this to the new Prince of Eternia? Like, nothing against Grado. Grado's a great entertainer. Maybe not that good a wrestler, but goddamn, don't drink him. Don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this. Damn, don't do that to Eli Drake. Let him talk to you or something. Anyway, get the match between Lashley and Kurt Angle. Like I said, Kurt Angle's swan song. And I know a lot of people could have, saying that maybe it should have been somebody against somebody else or whatever, something epic. Maybe it could have brought back AJ Styles. Maybe they could have brought back Samoa Joe. I get it. Kurt Angle showed respect to TNA. At the point when TNA took in Kurt Angle, yes, it was a symbiotic relationship. Kurt Angle gone from WWE because of drugs and alcohol. Yes, but Kurt Angle still one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Came to TNA where they show him utmost love, and Kurt Angle put on some great matches. So, they worked off each other. And even if Kurt Angle hadn't had his problem, still one of the greatest wrestlers. You can't deny that fact. No matter how you want to spin it and say, oh, he won't let WWE because of that, and he don't let TNA because of this or that. Still, one of the greatest wrestlers, and he had epic matches here in TNA. So, in my opinion, I think this was Kurt Angle's way of, after all these years, showing respect to the wrestling business and the TNA by helping a storyline out. What storyline? Hey, Lashley, he's turning heel now. And, I guess it would have helped if the girl was there. Yes, there's a girl involved. Maybe that's going to be Lashley's new manager or whatever. But either way, I got to get some more cherry coke again. It wasn't all about Kurt Angle. It was about the entire TNA. The top parts or whatever. So, really good match. I mean, Angle versus Lashley, part 3. I mean, did you expect a bad match? Kurt Angle throwing German suplexes like nobody's business. I thought about this. Here's an analogy. Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar suplex. And Brock Lesnar suplexes is like, okay, they're good suplexes, but It's like, okay, somebody train, okay, bro, this is how you throw a German suplex. And it's time like no technique. They just said, okay, this is how you do a German suplex, not get strong. And he just throws people around like a fucking sack of potatoes, like, oh fuck, oh fuck. But Kurt Angle, his suplexes are, they're still strong, but they're very technical, sweet, okay, you get the fall, and then you get the bridge, and then sometimes you get the fall, the bridge, and then the continued lock of the hands, which, goes into another one. It's sweet, it's technique, it's style, it's substance. Yes, I love the Brock Lesnar suplexes, German suplexes, by the way, because they look so fucking cool, but if you want to know about a real German suplex, I'm not saying Brock Lesnar's aren't, but Kurt Angle, that's a damn good suplex he throws. And then you have Lashley, which the evolution of Bobby Lashley, like the guy from WWE, pretty much just being, hey, I'm a black guy with muscles. Now he has kind of range. He can talk decently on the mic. His wrestling game isn't just power fucking moves and I'm black and I can lift stuff and I can maybe do a cartwheel. It's okay. I don't do all that flippity floppy shit. I can do power, submission, ground game. Lashley, damn good wrestler. Match ends with, Kurt Angle kicking out of, I think, was it one or two spears? And, I get it. Kurt Angle's last match, you don't want to have one spear ended off of Kurt Angle, But then, Lashley finally gets the victory with with a third spear on Kurt Angle. And then at the end of the match, he's like, Kurt, I love you, blah, 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 but let's stay here at this moment. Then he punches Kurt Angle and hits him with a spear. And then Drew Galloway comes out like, what the fuck are you doing? Don't do that. That's Kurt Angle. And then Lashley hits him with a spear. Then Eddie Edwards comes out. He gets fucking speared. And then Kurt Angle gets another spear after Lashley pushes him into the ropes after pulling him up. You get a spear. You get a spear. You get a spear. Everybody gets a spear. Except for the hardcore American icon. EC3's new moniker, the ass-kicking machine. I'm indifferent to it. I mean, you already have the hardcore American icon. I guess they have to change it because he's face now. So they have the ass-kicking machine. Tell me if you like it. Tell me you like EC3's moniker. EC3, the ass-kicking machine. It seems kind of forced. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Still like EC3, the ass-kicking machine. I guess it would have to grow on me. Anyway, he stares down Lashley, and Lashley just, walks away laughing like, I knocked out all of you guys. So, I guess if EC3 versus Lashley feud with the roles reversed wouldn't be that bad. And now, maybe we'll get to see. I'm dying, son. Been talking for how many minutes? 23 minutes. All right, it's time to end the review because obviously I'm dying over here. And plus, it's almost time for Sonic half price shakes at 8 o'clock. So, anyway, I'll catch you guys later. And tell me what you thought about the TNA show. Tell me what you thought about Kurt Angle's last match. And what do you want to see? Where would you like to see Kurt Angle show up now? Would you like to see him retire and never show up again? WWE as a coach, as a wrestler, as a personality, or retire, then show back to TNA for a little bit. How would you like to see Kurt Angle? Like, would you like to see him Kurt Angle? I don't know. Tell me what you thought about this whole entire thing. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Hopefully this recorded sound or this will be an epic waste of time. Catch you guys later. Peace out.